From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. We are still dealing with a snowy pattern up in the mountains. Models have reeled back some of those totals, though, through 4 p.m. on Friday, up to around a half a foot of additional snow for mountain passes. Avalanche danger is considerable, if not high, for today and for tomorrow. And then there's a very small chance we could see some freezing rain for lower elevations for tomorrow morning. But after that, the forecast is looking superb. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s and 30s up in the Cascades, 30s and 40s. For the rest of us, we're right at freezing in the Kittitas Valley, and of course that looms very large. We are seeing some reductions to visibility out there for this morning, so if you run into these patches of fog, of course, take it slow. We have this band of moisture that is working through the region right now, and we do have some lingering snow showers in the Cascades, but the heaviest stuff is really cutting right through the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and it's about to start moving into Pendleton as well. Here's your umbrella cast for this Tuesday for the Tri-Cities. Rain looking likely before 2 p.m. After that, that's when we'll start to dry things out. So for today, another damp one out there. Could have some snow mixing in for both the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys, although accumulations don't look like they'll be too significant. But this is significant. We'll talk about the avalanche danger in great detail coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, early morning violence shocks a neighborhood after a shooting leaves a teen dead and 2 others critically injured. What authorities are doing to investigate this morning and what the community is being asked to do to help. Those details coming up.
And workers remain on the picket line while the hospital begins talking new steps. And this morning we'll break down how this move impacts negotiations and what union leaders are saying about the latest developments.
And a proposed millionaire's tax is taking an unexpected turn after the lawmaker behind it says that she was signed up to testify against her own bill without knowing. Why she says she's not alone, and the question now being raised just hours before a key hearing. We're going to let you know what you need to know this morning on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Tuesday, February 24th, and a lot of news to get to this morning.
That's right, and we do want to start with a crime alert. 1 teenager is dead, and 2 others are in critical condition after a shooting in Yakima.
Now, this happened around 3:15 Sunday morning. Officers with the Yakima Police Department responding to reports of gunfire at a home in the 400 block of North 5th Avenue.
Police say 3 victims were found shot, and a 16-year-old boy was pronounced dead at the scene.
Another 16-year-old boy and a 17-year-old girl both taken to Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital before being transferred to a Seattle area hospital for advanced care. We're told both of those teens are in critical condition. Detectives
are still investigating what led up to the shooting. Anybody with information is to contact police or submit an anonymous tip through Yakima County Crime Stoppers.
And continuing our crime alert this morning, police are investigating after a 17-year-old is on charges including drive-by shooting.
And this is in connection with an incident where shots were fired on a residential road. So according to the Sunnyside Police Department, Saturday night just before 6 p.m., officers heard a report of shots fired on Riverside Avenue. They say they stopped a vehicle believed to be involved and arrested a 17-year-old boy.
Now he's facing charges of drive-by shooting, unlawful possession of a firearm, and malicious mischief. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Sunnyside Police.
And now to continuing coverage as technical workers at the Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital start another week on the picket line, and union leaders say a decision coming from the hospital is adding fuel to the fire. So leaders say the healthcare company informed them that it's moving forward to find replacement workers for the employees on strike. Union leadership says the provider has the legal right to do so, but it still finds the action disappointing. They say workers learned about the decision this past Thursday.
The hospital has pulled out the biggest tool in their shed, right? And that they're going to take their biggest swing with putting this out there in terms of this threat with replacing employees. And I have a funny feeling that they're going to be pleasantly surprised that this group is not giving up the fight.
And the hospital says it has started posting positions in departments that have the most critical needs. It also says it plans to post positions related to the strike sometime this week.
Turning to state legislature now, where at least 100 people say that their names were wrongly signed up to testify against a bill proposing a millionaire's tax in Washington state. Now this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz tells us why those affected think it is more than just a mistake.
State Senator Victoria Hunt is the sponsor for Senate Bill 6346, the bill that seeks to impose a 9.9% income tax on those making over $1 million each year. But just ahead of the bill's Tuesday hearing to take place in the House Finance Committee, something happened that she wasn't expecting.
I did not sign in Con. I'm not sure who is doing this. I was alerted to the fact that I had been signed in Con for the House hearing in the Finance Committee on the millionaire's tax over the weekend. Somebody had signed in without my permission on my behalf.
The con that Senator Hunt says she got signed up for is to testify against her bill during the meeting, and her name appeared on the sign-up list not once but twice. Invest in Washington Now, an organization supporting the millionaire's tax, says that Senator Hunt's case is not unique. So far, the organization says it's found more than 100 other Washingtonians on the list who say they didn't sign up to testify. The organization also found 15,000 duplicate names, used a total of 37,000 times, with many being submitted during the dead of night.
If it looks like a bot and it quacks like a bot, it is probably a bot. If you look at the timing of a lot of the sign-ins late at night, particularly for a lot of the people here, and that they are very rapid, they are faster than a human.
While the organization is not directly blaming anyone, Let's Go Washington, an organization opposing the millionaire's tax, responded, saying that even with their wildest claims, this is still the most unpopular bill in history. And it says that the allegations emphasize how desperate they are to downplay the clear and historic rejection. The bill is set to be read Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, Invest in Washington Now says it plans to send the data that it's collected to Attorney General Nick Brown's office to push for a full investigation.
5:07 and making a difference in Pasco this morning. The city has announced the retirement of Police Chief Ken Roski after serving nearly 40 years in public safety. Roski joined the Pasco Police Department in 1986 and became chief in 2019. During his tenure, he helped modernize operations and partnered with the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission to launch regional academies. Roski will officially retire on March 27th and says serving Pasco has been one of the greatest honors of his career. And keep it here because coming up next, violence erupting across Mexico after a major cartel leader is killed. This sparking flight cancellations and leaving tourists stranded. We have how the chaos is disrupting flights and what Tri-Cities travelers need to know before their next trip. Those details after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning, this one from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point, overlooking the mighty Columbia this morning. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your first alert forecast.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Apple Valley Eats.
At Legends Casino Hotel, we believe the perfect meal begins long before it reaches the table. That's why we partner exclusively with Royal Ranch, a family farm right here in Washington. From Royal Ranch to Legends, every cut of beef we serve begins on land cared for by people who believe in feeding their community responsibly. These cattle are pasture-raised, nourished through a regenerative loop that gives back to the soil and sustains the planet. For us, it's more than food. It's tradition, it's respect for the land, and pride in the people who make it possible. Treat yourself to all-natural pasture-raised, flame-broiled steaks, or melt in your mouth succulent prime rib. Try one of our towering burger creations, the legendary Mount Hood and Mount Adams. Stacked high with all your favorite fixing to satisfy the heartiest appetites and deliver a flavor experience that's bold, memorable, and unmistakably Northwest. From the first sizzle to the last bite, every dish tells a story. Taste the trust. Taste the tradition. Taste Royal Ranch beef, proudly crafted and executed by our culinary trained professionals at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish, Washington. Always local, always better, always legendary.
See the USA in your shadow. Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
February is Heart Health Awareness Month. To help keep your heart fit, have regular checkups, and for more information, go to applevalleynews.now.com.
Heart Healthy Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Man, I miss this. You and me just getting real. Let's turn this place into our feelings dojo.
You two idiots are perfect for each other.
You can do this.
Is it on my face?
No.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our passes are still a bit snowy and slushy up in the Cascades for this morning, and traction tires are required for White Pass. We'll continue to keep you posted on that throughout the rest of this morning. Okay, avalanche danger is going to bounce between considerable to high over the next couple of days. Looks like today is probably going to be the worst day, and that high danger is going to be down towards Mount Hood, specifically above 5,500 feet. The primary avalanche concern would be storm slab, and so let's define what high avalanche danger is. This means that natural avalanches are likely. Human-triggered avalanches are very likely. We could have large avalanches in many areas, very large avalanches in specific areas. And this is in big, bold text right here. Travel in avalanche terrain is not recommended. Okay, then for Wednesday, it reels back just a little bit, but still considerable avalanche danger across the map. So here are the graphics that I hate to break out, but it is necessary. This is what to do during an avalanche. Move sideways to the avalanche's edge. If possible, hold on to something sturdy like a tree or a rock. Use your hands or an arm to keep your mouth and nose clear, and make swimming motions to stay near the surface. If you're buried by an avalanche, try to cup your hands around your face to breathe. Control your breathing to extend survival time. Signal if possible, and wait for rescuers, as digging snow too soon can cause premature collapse of the snowfall. Okay, we'll bring it back down to lower elevations where there is a little chance for some freezing rain for tomorrow morning. We'll talk about those chances. We'll time it all out with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
5:12 now, turning our attention around the world to a calculated decision by the Mexican government to take out Mexico's most wanted drug lord, and now it set off a wave of violence across the country.
Now, this move has left many Americans stranded. They've been flooding the crisis hotline of the U.S. State Department, who've told them to seek shelter and stay put.
CNN's David Culver spoke with tourists who are trying to figure out exactly what to do amidst this chaos.
Chaos erupted Sunday after Mexican authorities launched an operation against the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. The main target, the cartel boss himself, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho. Mexican special forces raided his compound in the town of Talpalpa. Led there, officials say, through a romantic connection of El Mencho's. Video recorded by locals and geolocated by CNN showed the Mexican military swarming the area after confirming his location. The cartel leader captured and injured during the operation. Officials say he died en route to Mexico City for treatment. El Mencho was wanted on drug trafficking charges by both Mexico and the United States. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called him a top target for both countries and said the U.S. provided Mexico with intelligence support ahead of the operation. His death sparking a wave of retaliatory violence across at least 20 Mexican states, but nowhere worse than in the cartel's stronghold of Jalisco, and especially in the coastal city and American tourist hotspot of Puerto Vallarta. Large plumes of smoke seen covering the city as tourists hunkered down inside one of the many hotels as the cartel set barricades on fire across the city. Many stranded after airlines suspended flights amidst the violence. Here in the state capital, Guadalajara, set to host World Cup games in just a few months, fierce clashes between gangs and the police. One video showing a man seemingly trying to set a truck on fire.
And what you see over my shoulder is not normal. That's the Mexican army posted here at a gas station right next to the airport. And the reason they're here is because gas stations, like you saw there, convenience stores, and even just vehicles in the highway have become targets. And so they're hoping to at least show some force so as to deter any of that further violence. As far as when things will get back to quote-unquote normal here, as of now, there's no indication that that will be anytime soon. David Colbert, CNN, Guadalajara, Mexico.
As the violence in Mexico continues, travelers here in the Tri-Cities may be wondering how that could impact their plans.
Apple Valley News Now spoke with Buck Taft, the director at the Tri-Cities Airport, who says it's important for travelers to stay informed.
So while the airport does not offer direct flights to Mexico, a lot of passengers do connect through cities like Seattle before heading to destinations like Jalisco. Now, airlines including Volaris and Aeromexico operate nonstop service from Seattle into Mexico.
But again, this week, travel has been disrupted. Flights between Seattle and Puerto Vallarta are now canceled. Airlines including Alaska, United, Delta, and Southwest have also canceled flights.
So Taft says that for Tri-City travelers, the key, of course, is to stay informed, to check with your airline, and of course, be prepared for any possible changes.
Well, as of today, we have not received many calls on this, which is, we were gearing up for it and expecting it, but we have not received many today. Usually they do call, and our standard response is going to be, you need to check with your airlines, because they could flip the switch on and off at any time.
Again, travelers should monitor airline notifications and allow extra time for travel in case conditions change.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We'll check back in with Josh as we give you a live look outside this morning from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick, waking up to some wet roadways. We'll check in to see if the possibility of snow could be in the forecast as well. We're back after the break.
Strong women build strong communities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity's Women Build is transforming the dining room at the UGM Women and Children's Shelter and turning it into a space of warmth, dignity, and hope. Women volunteers will demo, paint, and build a welcoming place for local women and children to gather and heal. Join our free Women Build classes February 28th through March 7th. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up now. Let's build together.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home.
I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
we're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We're here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
Looking for a career that drives you forward? OIC of Washington is training the next generation of essential workers right here in Yakima County. Our CDL training program gives you the skills to safely operate commercial vehicles. Hands-on instruction in inspections, maneuvering, defensive driving, and DOT compliance. Earn your Class A license and open doors to in-demand, high-paying jobs. Want to start working sooner? Our Flagger certification prepares you for roadway safety, teaching state and federal standards, work zone equipment, and the responsibilities that keep crews safe. Boost your resume with forklift training. Learn to safely lift, load, and move materials in today's busy warehouses. And because safety goes beyond the job site, our CPR and first aid courses give you life-saving skills that matter anywhere. Build your future with OIC of Washington. Training today for the jobs of tomorrow.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There will be a small chance of some freezing rain for tomorrow morning for the Yakima Valley, also for the Lower Columbia Basin. This half hour, we'll talk about the Lower Columbia Basin. The next half hour, we'll bounce back over to Yakima. But for today, rain likely up until about 2 p.m. After that, trending drier. And it's going to be for tomorrow, this brief little window from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., a low-end chance of some freezing rain. If you want to see hour by hour, day by day precip chances just like that, for your exact home address, you can do that by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. All right, now let's turn our attention up to the mountains where we could still have some moderate impacts for mountain passes through 4 p.m. on Friday. Let's put the next 48 hours into motion with Futurecast. And as we do that, by 8 a.m., it's looking a little bit drier for Cascade passes. You see just kind of some sporadic showers out there around lunchtime. Looks like that'll pick up a little bit more for mountains by 5 p.m. And then we'll kind of deal with the same thing by the time we get to midnight, transitioning into Wednesday. Now look, Wednesday is looking like it's going to be dry, but there is another round of snow that we're anticipating for the mountains as we head into Thursday and eventually into Friday. But lower elevations Wednesday and beyond, the forecast is going to look fantastic out there. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating through 4 p.m. on Friday. A few inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, 5 inches for Tollgate. We're thinking closer to 7 inches for Stevens Pass on US Highway 2. And then after that, like I said, Wednesday and beyond, lower elevations are going to start to look a lot nicer because of this, an area of high pressure that's going to start to dominate the Pacific Northwest, at least in our neck of the woods. So here's what that's going to mean for the Tri-Cities. No precip chances for Thursday and beyond. And that precip chance on Wednesday, like you saw, was just very brief and a very low in chance. Even Wednesday is going to look very nice. So we'll be trending sunnier, we'll be trending milder, we'll be trending drier as well. And who knows, maybe a little bit of fall spring out there. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain likely today, a small chance of freezing rain tomorrow morning, and then superb weather after that. For Yakima, it's possible that snow could mix in this morning and freezing rain possible tomorrow morning, but again, impacts don't look to be too high, but I would definitely continue to stay vigilant out on those roadways. In Ellensburg, the chance of snow mixing in for today, but a dry and bright forecast for Wednesday and beyond. For Hermiston, rain likely Tuesday, then sunny, milder, and breezy Wednesday through Friday. And finally, for Walla Walla, another wet one for today, then a little tease of spring Wednesday and beyond, especially Friday, sunny and 55.
Spring sports season starts for the sports mom.
Sunny and 55, yes.
Sunshine for sure. I know, we can't complain much here because there is a massive winter storm impacting millions of people across the Northeast. Right after they dug out of the last one, right? Another one hit. So this storm's so massive, it can actually be seen from space. Take a look.
Oh,
look at that.
So you can see the center of the bomb cyclone wrapping into the shape of a hook, and that's typical of coastal low pressure systems that quickly intensify.
Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour have been recorded from Virginia to Maine. The storm has knocked out power to hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, blizzard conditions for many people in these areas. And because of this major storm, 10,000 U.S. flights have already been canceled through today. Because of this storm impacting the Northeast, so it's just wild.
Yeah, and if you're traveling, make sure you check your airline notifications.
Yep.
Yeah, keep all that in mind. Ooh.
I know. Have you looked at all of what's going on back there, how long this is going to be impacting them?
I have kept most of my attention to the west of the Mississippi, but I know it's just been a very tough stretch for them. This Northeast, a historic winter.
Yeah.
And usually kind of the yin and yang of it all is that if the weather's very active, very impactful over there, for us, not so much. It's tough for them.
It is, I know, but we've seen opposite too.
Yes.
So, you know.
It can flip a rooski real quick.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A music legend is back in the building. Long forgotten footage of Elvis Presley is now seeing the light of day. We're going to see how the new film is revealing a side of the king that fans may have never seen before. Details in your entertainment headlines after the break.
How's it look so far?
Great.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy.
I got in.
Who you share it with.
This is a great view, so you're all right.
When Dickerson's wanted to sell more pianos, they chose Apple Valley News Now for their marketing partner.
I heard about Apple Valley through my friend Lydia. I was looking to be able to reach out to more than what we already had. When I first started working here, we were doing radio, and we have done other companies here locally. From my own experience, this has been the best. I totally recommend Apple Valley for your advertising needs.
Call Apple Valley News Now for online and on-air advertising that works.
Voted Tri-City's best. And once you see our flowers, you'll know why. From breathtaking roses and vibrant lilies to custom hand-tied bouquets, the Flower Bar has the perfect arrangement for any occasion. Birthdays, anniversaries, big celebrations, or just because, we've got you. Every design is crafted with passion, making each bouquet truly one of a kind. Order now at theflowerbarontheparkway.com or stop by for same-day pickup. The Flower Bar, say it with flowers.
Every heartbeat is a second chance. At Prosser Memorial Health, our cardiac rehabilitation program empowers your recovery with expert care and state-of-the-art TechnoGym smart equipment for safe, personalized fitness after a heart event. Whether you've had a heart attack, bypass surgery, valve repair, or heart failure, ask your provider for a referral. With tailored sessions over 12 weeks, supervised by medical professionals, we support your whole health, body, mind, and heart. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
We need a secure place for our savings after that little girl broke in and...
She broke my little piggy bank. I checked all my socials and asked around. Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Pigs all said the same thing.
Yep, they say Yakima Federal Savings and Loan is safe and secure.
I bet the big bad wolf can't even get in there. And there are 10 of them right here in our forest.
Only one local bank is right for a bear's hard-earned honey.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Not too big, not too small, just right. Member FDIC.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, a new concert film is taking fans back in time.
The director of the film has uncovered some rare and restored footage of Elvis Presley, including moments that have been hidden for decades.
As David Daniels shows us, the film offers an intimate look at the man behind the music. Take a look.
Hey, the light's on. I can see you. Hello out there. Hello.
Baz Luhrmann's epic Elvis Presley in Concert features restored footage that had been forgotten for decades in a Kansas salt mine.
When I started to see what we had, I was a bit like, oh my God. And it was also, it smelled of vinegar, so it meant that it was actually rotting, you know, it was like falling apart.
Camera crew, gentlemen. All right.
Then suddenly we found this 40-minute tape of Elvis just speaking about his life. And that was the light bulb moment. Because most works on Elvis are other people talking about him.
There's been a lot written and a lot said, but never from my side of the story.
Luhrmann says making the film taught him a lot about the King.
I think he was always trying to disarm people about him because he was so striking and such an icon, you know? That was really the big revelation, his humor and his humanity.
It's gotta be like the first time we go on.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniels.
Legend.
That director also.
I love
I
him.
want more on him.
I know.
Get a real
He's a
Ozzy
character.
Osbourne kind of
Yeah,
vibe to
yeah.
him. Have y'all been to Graceland before?
No, I haven't.
No. On the list, though.
I know. Have you? Yes. I know. I know. It is a lot of fun. My sister's a big Elvis fan.
Oh.
It's got a bucket
Is she
list.
excited? Has she heard about this one?
I don't know. I'll have to ask her. I claim her to be a big Elvis fan because I think when she was 10, at one point she said she liked Elvis, and so.
Oh, okay.
Now I always
That means
get
she's a
her
big
something
Elvis fan. Yeah.
That is Elvis related.
I love it.
She loves me so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Next
you very
time
much.
you're in Nashville, just make the down to the Memphis area.
I know. We should, right? Road trip.
Let's go.
Okay.
All of us.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The big changes coming to Hermiston City government, from council representation to election procedures. We're going to break down the potential changes and explain how community input could shape the future of the local government there.
And Union Gap's downtown transformation moves forward. After more than a decade of planning and millions in upgrades, the city is ready to take the next step. And in your next half hour, we'll take a closer look at the design plans, community input, and what a new downtown could mean for residents and businesses alike. All those details in your next half hour, but first, your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple reportedly breaking with tradition. Instead of introducing its new products all at once, Bloomberg says Apple will roll them out over 3 days early next week. Recent reports suggest the new products will include a new iPhone, iPads, and a low-cost MacBook. Amazon is putting $12 billion towards building AI data centers in Louisiana. The 2 locations in Shreveport and near Benton will be a combined 7 million square feet. Governor Jeff Landry calls the project the largest investment in the history of Northwest Louisiana. And Uber has picked up Spot Hero. The rideshare company has purchased the parking app for an undisclosed amount. The plan is for Uber to offer parking reservations for events and at airports. The deal is expected to close during the first half of the year. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
We're here with Chris Cunahan to talk about why Leaf Filter is the best choice for homeowners this season. Chris, why now?
If I'm investing in one thing this year, it's protecting my home. Clogged gutters cause big problems. Leaf Filter keeps your gutters clog-free year-round.
In any climate?
Absolutely. In blizzard condition, windstorms, downpours, Leaf Filter has you covered.
That's reassuring.
And it's backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Airwick's Essential Mist Diffuser is cordless and portable. Great for inviting friends too. Come on over, baby. With adjustable fragrance levels, it's easy to make every occasion fragrant and inviting. Airwick, always fragrant, always inviting.
Pollen in your way?
Allergies on a hike? Great.
Plus, the risk of brain fog.
But we've got Allegra.
Allegra delivers fast, powerful allergy relief with no brain fog due to drowsiness. Try now Allegra. It's a no-brainer.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
Now I'm Josh Colbert.
The rain.
The rain.
A lot of it.
Yes, it was pretty much a washout yesterday, and I think today is kind of trending in the same territory. We need the rain. And after that, a little treat for all of us. The weather is going to be superb for lower elevations Wednesday and beyond. Yes, sunny. It's going to be mild.
Your prayers have been answered.
Thank you.
It'll be a little breezy, so that's going to take away from it a little bit. But I think
we can handle the wind around here. It's the Twin Cities.
The rest of it, I think we're definitely going to be very happy about. So let's go ahead, take a look at those big weather stories. The models have been trending a little bit less snowy for our mountains through Friday, but still anticipating some moderate impacts to our passes. We have considerable and even high avalanche danger at times in the forecast over the next couple of days for the Olympics and the Cascades, and that very small chance of some freezing rain for lower elevations for Wednesday morning. Okay. Temperatures for this morning are below freezing in the Kittitas Valley. Also, we're seeing temperatures below freezing for our mountains, especially in the Cascades, but 40 for the Tri-Cities, 34 for Yakima, 39 for Walla Walla. Visibility is being reduced for some locations. It's kind of sporadic in nature, but if you run into those patches of fog, of course, take it slow, use the low beams. First alert radar is showing you that the bulk of the moisture, the back edge of it, is moving through the Grandview Prosser area right now, and it is slowly but surely moving off towards the east, but more moisture is back building here in the Cascades. All that to say, here's your umbrella cast for this Tuesday for the Yakima Valley. Definitely wetter before 10 a.m. After that, about 50-50 chances of rainfall up until 4 p.m. Then after that, it looks like we'll be trending much drier. So for today, it's going to be a wet one out there. Could maybe see some snow mixing in at times for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, but it does not look like accumulations for lower elevations going to be too significant, but this is significant. We'll touch on the avalanche danger over the next couple of days, once again coming up in a few minutes.
Now we begin this half hour of news with some big changes that could soon be coming to Hermiston. The city is inviting residents to take part in a community town hall on possible changes to the city charter. Happening Wednesday, March 4th at 5:30 at City Hall, residents can learn about and weigh in on potential amendments to the city charter, the documents that outline how local government operates. Leaders say the charter hasn't been updated in about a decade, and now a charter review committee has suggested updates like adjusting city council ward boundaries for equal representation, changing how ward councilors are elected, and reviewing how some city positions are selected or overseen.
The thing that I like to equate it to is like a constitution. You know,
Our states have constitutions, the country, and so a charter is like a constitution for a city. It sets up the framework for how the local government's going to work, and it kind of puts the parameters around it.
Now, city leaders say feedback collected at the town hall will help guide the city council as it decides which recommendations, if any, should go before voters. Any final charter amendments would need voter approval, potentially appearing on the November ballot.
Talking local living now, the city of Union Gap is moving forward with several major infrastructure projects. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with city officials about one specific project aimed at creating a true downtown core for the city.
City leaders say Union Gap is balancing multiple infrastructure priorities, including the Regional Beltway project designed to move freight traffic off local streets and improve access to Interstate 82, a $4 million stormwater improvement project, and several aging bridge replacements. But officials say one project is years in the making and is now taking center stage, creating a downtown area for a city that has continued to grow without a clearly defined core.
We're looking to create a downtown core. Union Gap really doesn't have a downtown specific area, and so that's another priority of council. They'd like to see a downtown area.
Union Gap's downtown revitalization project is a long-term effort that began more than a decade ago as the growing city worked to establish a more defined downtown district.
I think we completed in roughly 2018 phase 1 of the downtown revitalization, as we have called it. Phase 2 is this section, basically a tandem down to about Pine Street, and that's really where that downtown core will live.
While Phase 1 was not officially completed until 2021, the roughly $2.7 million project focused on upgrading infrastructure such as street lighting, sidewalks, and pedestrian walkways. Officials said the city then paused before moving into Phase 2, which is now in the design stage.
In the middle, actually, of utilizing a grant, a Sandy Williams Connecting Communities grant, of about $498,000 to do design. Part of that is a big part of it is outreach towards community residents and business owners that are on Main Street, and really trying to see what the need and the desire there is and what a downtown core might look like. So those pieces of input are going to go back towards council eventually within our design. So that's in the works currently.
Union Gap city officials tell me that while there are currently several infrastructure projects in the works, a downtown revitalization would mean big things for the city's future when it comes to future growth.
Continue to see an influx of private development that's always very beneficial for not only Union Gap, but the Yakima Valley as a whole. You know, this has kind of become the hub, if you will, for a lot of shopping that happens.
City officials say the goal is to continue building on Union Gap's growth while creating a downtown area that supports future development. In Union Gap, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And city officials say there is no clear timeline yet for completion or total project cost since the revitalization remains in the design phase and contractors have not been selected.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have that very low-end chance of some freezing rain for tomorrow morning for the Yakima Valley and the Lower Columbia Basin. This half hour, we'll talk about the Yakima Valley. The next half hour, we'll bounce back over to the Lower Columbia Basin. So even for today, before 8 a.m., there's going to be a little chance of some snow mixing in for the Yakima Valley. Very big precip chances, obviously, but some low-end chances that some snow could mix in. Now, after 10 a.m., looks like those chances go back to about 50-50. It's just going to be rainfall at that point, and much drier as we head into the evening. Then for tomorrow, before 7 a.m., low-end opportunities for some freezing rain. It doesn't look like accumulations are even going to get to 1/100 of an inch, but we could maybe see some slick spots out on those roadways. And if you want to see precip chances for your exact home address just like that, you can do that by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. All right, now let's turn our attention back up to the mountains where we could have some moderate impacts for mountain passes through 4 p.m. on Friday. Let's put this into motion with Futurecast radar, and a very damp start to this morning, obviously. Now, looks as if as we get deeper into the day, we're going to see more of these showers, kind of hit and miss showers across the map. And then Wednesday is looking like it's just going to be a phenomenal day for lower elevations. Dry, lots of sunshine as we head into Thursday and Friday. Maybe another round of snow that's slated for our mountain passes. Through 4 p.m. on Friday, we're expecting around 5 inches of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, a few inches of snow for White Pass and Snoqualmie Pass. I think those totals could be a little bit closer to 7 inches on U.S. Highway 2 at Stevens Pass. Okay, and for lower elevations, with our forecast turning drier, it's because of this area of high pressure that's about to settle in, and that shields us from active weather. That's definitely what's going to go down for the Yakima Valley and for the lower Columbia Basin. Wednesday, really the day on Wednesday is going to be very nice as well and dry, and then Thursday and beyond, not a lick of rainfall in the forecast. So we're trending drier, milder, and sunnier. A little bit of fall spring out there. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain likely today, a small chance of freezing rain tomorrow morning, then superb weather after that. For Yakima, it's possible that snow could mix in this morning and freezing rain possible Wednesday morning. For Ellensburg, the chance of snow mixing in for today, but a dry and bright forecast Wednesday and beyond. For Hermiston, rain likely Tuesday, then sunny, milder, and breezy Wednesday through Friday. And finally, for Walla Walla, another wet one for today, then a little tease of spring Wednesday and beyond, especially for Fridays. We'll get up into the mid-50s with wire-to-wire sunshine.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:50 time for your morning sprint. We start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A 16-year-old boy is dead. 2 other teens remain in critical condition after a shooting in Yakima. Police responding early Sunday morning found all 3 victims with gunshot wounds. The surviving teens were transferred to a Seattle hospital in critical condition. Detectives still investigating, asking anyone with information to come forward.
A 17-year-old is arrested after police say shots were fired in Sunnyside Saturday night. Police had stopped a car believed to be involved. The teen is now facing multiple felony charges, including drive-by shooting and firearm violations. The investigation is ongoing.
And striking workers in Yakima say a new decision from their employer is escalating the dispute. Union leaders say that the hospital is moving forward with hiring replacements. Hospital says it's trying to maintain critical services. Union members call the move disappointing as the strike continues.
And a bill to tax millionaires is set for a hearing today in the House Finance Committee. And this comes amid some controversy after an organization says it found illegal tampering. It found 15,000 duplicate names used a total of 37,000 times to testify against the proposed bill. The unusual signups is raising questions as the bill moves forward this morning, and we'll of course keep you updated on what we learn.
And Pasco's police chief now retiring after nearly 4 decades in public safety. He joined the department in the 1980s, later working his way up to chief. City says that he helped modernize operations and expand training, and his retirement takes effect next month.
In your national headlines this morning, a group of Senate Democrats unveiled a bill on Monday to force the federal government to refund $175 billion in tariff revenue paid by U.S. companies. This comes after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Friday that President Trump violated federal law when he imposed sweeping tariffs across the globe by citing emergency economic authority. Trump announced the next day he was raising global tariffs to 15% under the authority of a different law. And the Tariff Refund Act of 2026, introduced by 22 senators on Monday, would require a full refund with interest of the previous tariffs.
In your business headlines at 5:53, Krispy Kreme has teamed up with Oreo to create 2 new milk-worthy flavors. Starting today, customers will be able to purchase the Krispy Kreme and Oreo cookie collection. Look at that on your screen, just in time for breakfast. It's a limited time. Donut chain will offer the new Golden Oreo Donut and Chocolate Oreo Dream Donut. Krispy Kreme says its everyday menu favorite, the Oreo Cookies and Cream Donut, will also be included in the bundle. Donuts in the new collection will be sold in 3 packs or individually. Krispy Kreme and Oreo Cookie Dozen will feature 3 of each of the Oreo donuts plus 3 original glazed donuts. More business headlines now. There is a new potential buyer for the so-called graffiti towers in LA. The KPC Group has reached a deal with Lend-Lease, the original contractor on the project. Now, these two parties filed a purchase agreement for $470 million in federal bankruptcy court, according to the LA Times. The deal could go through by April 9th if no higher qualified offers made. The abandoned high-rise, officially called the Oceanwide Plaza Towers, became infamous when viral videos showed the buildings covered with graffiti. The towers have also appeared on many social media stunts.
In your health headlines now, transgender surgeries are no longer being performed at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville, Tennessee. VUMC officials say a lack of surgical coverage and operational limitations led to the decision. Vanderbilt Health will still provide non-surgical gender-affirming care to adults over the age of 19. Some advocates say this announcement is a setback for the LGBTQ+ community. On a related note, a bill that proposes a ban for TennCare insurance from covering this medical treatment for adults is going through the state legislature.
5:55 in your sports headlines this morning. Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn finally out of the hospital. An Instagram video posting that she made crediting her doctor with saving her leg after her massive crash at the Olympics. Vonn says that the fractures in her leg left her with compartment syndrome, and had it not been identified and corrected with surgery, doctors may have had to amputate her leg. Dr. Tom Hackett traveled to Italy with Vonn because she was skiing with a torn ACL in her knee. Vonn still immobile, and her bone fractures will likely take about a year to heal, but she said thanks to Dr. Tom.
A number of
times.
Goodness gracious. All right, trending now this morning in upstate New York, drivers had to move over because several cows wandered onto the interstate.
Now take a look at the scene. Authorities saying that 3 cows escaped from a livestock trailer that was disabled and parked on the shoulder of the thruway.
Traffic flow was delayed as authorities worked to catch the animals. 2 of the cows were caught quickly, but one managed to zig and zag in and out of the roadway.
Eventually, all 3 were wrangled by their owners. State police said there were no injuries or accidents reported. Well, they were stranded over there on the side. They're like, we're bored. Let's just, go hang out in the
frolic
street.
in the snow.
Yeah, that's what I did as a kid. You just hang out on the streets.
Right? I know.
Back before iPads and iPhones and all the things.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
I mean,
we were like them cows. Yeah.
And I've been, as a kid traveling over the pass and stuff like that, we've been stuck before because they closed the pass. You do. You just get
and
out,
everybody driving by is like, cow, because you always have to do that. If you see a cow, you say cow. If you see a horse, you say horse.
Yep.
Unwritten
it's
rule.
law.
Yeah.
It is.
It's in the, look it up in the Washington state law.
There's so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at our 6 o'clock hour, Union Gap is looking to define its future. Literally, city leaders are balancing multiple infrastructure projects, but one long-planned effort is now taking center stage. Coming up at 6, we're going to take a closer look at the design plans, community input, and what a new downtown could mean for residents and businesses.
And one woman at 98 is still chalking up her cue and taking her pool game to the next level, all the way to Las Vegas for a national tournament. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, we'll show you how she's defying expectations and inspiring others along the way. And Joshua, what are you tracking? Some rain?
Yes, some rain once again for today. Low in chances of freezing rain for lower elevations, some snow up in the mountains, and avalanche danger. Lots of things we're talking about coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.